Live from Chattanooga, Tennessee, it's Nuganomics with David Tulis.
I do appreciate you giving a couple of minutes of your time to us here at our station, AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. This is David Tulis. We have Binary, our tech show, most days at 11. On Monday, we've got on Tuesday we've got Sabrina Smedley and a real estate show. On Wednesday, every other Wednesday, we have Bruce Krebs with Entrepreneur Hour, and Duke on Thursdays, and we have Russell on Fridays giving a tech sector insight for your equipment. My name is David Tulis. We cover local economy and the free market here, and want you to make note of Bruce Krebs. Bruce is the man to get you into your own business. If you don't have an idea for a business, don't have the kind of character that would lend itself to an odd and quirky little enterprise, well, buy into somebody else's enterprise. Now, here my station reflects a lot of my interests and my character, and commercials sound like I do, oddly enough. And but that's because I have, in God's providence, been given opportunity. Now, you have opportunity too, and it may be in somebody else's business. So you buy a franchise, and Bruce Krebs will help you to do so. He will help you find the franchise that fits your budget, fits your background. Maybe you wanted to do something completely different from what you've done before, and just abandon your former field. But maybe you want to be in your field. Maybe you can find someone that has a franchise that lets you use your deep knowledge of your sector and your trade. Well, Bruce Krebs will help you in that venture. Get on his agenda today. Call Bruce today and ask to meet with him for initial consult. His consultations are free, and the number at Entrepreneur Source is 875-5621. That's 875-5621. And his name is Bruce Krebs. Call him today and start working now on your plan B. My analysis of the economy is the national economy is bleak, and our goal here is to enhance local economy and the free market by there being more entrepreneurs, more small business people who are starting out with just a fancy, maybe just a fantasy, maybe just a hope, but who want to monetize something they know and to provide a service in local economy and the free market. To help you do that, and to help you consider how you could advance possibly an existing business if you were already up and at it, or work for someone who is in the small business sector, we're going to talk with Ryan McReynolds, who founded RSM Apps, which is an app builder, an app provider. It's in the digital economy, the digital world. Ryan, tell my listener what it is you do. First of all, what are apps generally going toward today, and how do you make them? What is your line of work?
Well, we are a marketing company that focuses on real solutions. Too many times there are, cloak and daggers out there that say, hey, spend $17 with me. I'll give you the secret to the golden chariot, so to speak, of marketing. What we like to do is we like to focus on real solutions. It's right there in our branding. RSM stands for Real Solutions Marketing. What we decided to do is we saw this evolution occurring in the digital marketplace. And, being a traditional marketing company focusing on print mediums and things of that nature, we saw a huge shift that was about to take place. Also, with that shift came a huge void for local economy and you, the small business owner. What we like to focus on is looking at real-time solutions that are effective, but also economical. One of the things that we are able to do in the digital economy is focus on building tools for your business to reach out to customers. That might be things to where they can sign up for your newsletter, receive loyalty and rewards programs from your business, things that are relatively simple, easy for them to use, and easy for them to redeem and interact with. That's the main focus of what we try to do. We do that through a combination of several things. Digital is all encompassing. It means social media, it means mobile apps, it means mobile websites. There have been huge changes that have taken place in the industry, all the way from Google all the way down to the small fish. These things will limit the way that you reach your customers, how you engage with them, and how you respond to them. What we've done is we've leveled the playing field for the small business owner by being able to give you such tools. Things like a native app for your business. What I mean by native is an app that's in the App Store that you can go and direct your customers to download. Once they have it downloaded on their phone, think of it almost as like a 24/7 connection to your business. It immediately separates you psychologically from your competition because it puts you on an intimate place setting on their phone.
Well, how many apps can a person such as my listener be expected to have on his phone? 50 or 100? When do you have too many apps? How does the listener know? Well, the app for this restaurant I'm going to take, but the app for that one I won't. How does he make that decision?
Well, it's kind of really up to that individual. It's up to, that personality, what they find as, value. For example, my wife and I, we love to dine out. So one of the things that we like to do is we like to go and, download, we've got a Blue Orleans app that we developed for Miss Sharita Adams. One of the problems that she had was her takeout order. So what we decided to do was to work with her on her takeout ordering system. So we built her a mobile app that encumbered the ordering process. You can download.
You mean disencumbered?
Disencumbered. I'm sorry.
Or encompassed.
Encompassed. That's my word.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it Monday? No.
Yeah. No, it's Tuesday.
Yeah. So what we decided to do was to look at her ordering system, and we were able to provide a very affordable solution where her customers can go download that app, look at her menu, decide, instead of sitting there and calling on a phone tree system where we've all been there. You want to call to place a to-go order. There's 5 other people with the same idea, maybe even more. You sit there, get busy signal, you get frustrated, you go to your competition.
Well, my listener probably doesn't have 100 restaurants he favors, maybe 4. I mean, I don't know that I have favorite restaurants. I might have 1 or 2. And so it's really not a big deal, as my question suggested, to have, an app for my favorite restaurant, right. My favorite, where I do my dry cleaning. I don't know if that company would have one, but we're not really talking about that many because one's commercial life does have real limits.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you want to be selective about what you have. I mean, a lot of apps are utilities. They serve a utilitarian function. So when choosing what types of apps, you really want to kind of mimic it to your lifestyle. A lot of them are really indicative of, like, for example, you have your Target, your Kohl's, your Walmart, your really big box stores. These are really good utility tools because they let you know of deals and discounts that are going on in that local store. Those are very common apps that you would have on the phone. One of the things that is the big misconception about how many apps do I have on my phone is really based on storage. What we like to do is we like to focus on the local businesses instead of them being able to for example, have to compete with the Walmarts, the Targets, the Kohl's. We in Chattanooga like to favor local business. We like to stand behind them. So what we've done is basically given them the tools to be able to connect with that audience easier. You can maybe look at 5, 6, 7 apps that maybe retail, restaurant, service-oriented, your HVAC companies, things like that. And those will help kind of limit and protect that space on your phone.
Well, how does an RSM app help that local business stand apart from the Walmart or the Kohl's?
Well,
how does it do that?
There's actually a very crucial component that we're missing here. It does help you stand out from the big box stores, but here's the biggest thing that I want to leave with you at this particular point. It also allows you to directly compete with them. That is the most important piece. These guys are absolute giants. They come in, they have distribution models set in place. It's almost impossible to compete with them directly until now. Being able to affordably build a mobile component to your business to reach out to your customer base, you might be able to direct them back to your place of business instead of one of these big box stores. That is, in fact, the goal that we're trying to accomplish. Pump more money into the local economy by utilizing tools from local business owners to connect with their customer base.
Well, I'm trying to remember the name of a tactical knife maker in Chattanooga that I think it's called Tomahawk Tactical. He's a man who's got expanding his market. He has very high-end knives that are used by American soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq. And how would an app help someone like him? It's very narrow. It's not a retail business, though he has retail customers who order a $300 or $400 knife from him. They have to wait for the military orders to go in first. How does he, in a very narrow field such as that, as thin as a blade, if you will, use an app? Or can someone like that use an app? I think it's called Tomahawk Tactical.
Yes, absolutely. To give you the best description of how that would be used, a lot of times niche-based businesses will shy away from doing things like that because they feel that they're in such a niche that it won't be beneficial to them. Apps actually are geared and oriented to focus on extreme niches. Now, it also can be expanded to be very broad and, cover the majority of things such as retail or service-oriented businesses where you've got lots of customers, lots of services that you're offering. But let's say, for example, let's take this. Is it the RMJ?
Yeah, RMJ Tactical, and the owner is Richard Carmack.
He, for example, would be able to take this and market specifically to his customers. Now, he probably has already found
Explain how that works.
Do that. But for example, they would be able to download this app from their phone. It increases their loyalty to him because he's got them he's got a presence basically on their phone. He's got a direct 24/7 connection to them to where they can come in and receive pertinent information, relative tips, maybe cleaning tips about the knives, the equipment, the apparel, whatever he's selling, and then be able to redirect them back in, join a newsletter on his behalf to extend and further his marketing efforts. But the biggest thing that it does is it actually provides them a shopping cart to then be able to order those products on the go from their phone. For example, Afghanistan, you've got soldiers that are over there. They have their phones. Some of them do, some of them don't, depending upon where they are and what type of service that they're in. They would be able to, instead of having to go in and log the computer time like they do in the base, they would be able to actually order the phone or order the knife or the apparel or products directly through their phone across seas.
So your app can work in a narrow business, such as RMJ Tactical, but also let's say one that has a broader appeal. Let's say among the wealthy. Let's say a country club. How would an app like those RSM apps developed serve a country club? We have several golf clubs here in Chattanooga.
Right. The country club and golf club apps that we've built are very specific to that need. There is a very interesting culture that goes on within the country clubs and then the golf clubs. One of the biggest things that you're able to do with ours is think of it almost as like a fully functional tool that you can use not only to book tee times, reservations, memberships. You can renew memberships through the phone, but it also provides you with a scorecard and a pin seeker. So our apps, for example.
What's a pin seeker? A
pin seeker is like, let's say that I'm sitting on, the third fairway, right? I'm on hole 3, I'm in the fairway, and, I have 3 settings, basically, as the country club business owner. I can set the pin in the front of the green, the middle of the green, the back of the green. My apps will respond to that will tell you if I'm on, let's say, Brown Acres.
If you, the customer, you're a member.
Right.
Okay.
I'm the member. I book my tee time through the app, pay for it, ready to go. I show up, get my cart. I'm on the 3rd hole. I'm sitting in the middle of the 3rd fairway. I want to know where the pin is. I open the app. I look at hole 3. Is
that somehow unfair?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It gives the advantage to the golfer, which is where we all need the help. So, but long story short, it'll actually tell you the distance to the pin, where the pin is located, and then give you an idea of, what type of club to select, what kind of shot to make.
So do you have actual clients in Chattanooga that are country clubs?
We're currently working on that in Chattanooga. We do have several golf courses that are out in California. We have several that are in North and South Carolina. Most of the concentration of the ones that we've done for country clubs is Hilton Head.
So most of the labor that goes into creating an app, once done, can be sold with a greater markup by your business to others who are in the same field, right? So once you devise one app, it can be more or less replicated with other clients with some adjustments. Is that how that works in your business?
It can be. One of the things that is a huge misconception in this business is the cookie cutter mentality. What we like to do is we like to focus on building custom solutions for each individual business. You see a lot of this within like the directory listings that you'll subscribe to. Your business doesn't really stand out next to the competition. It's got, a 1 inch by 2 inch little square, or an interactive link that goes to your Facebook or your email or your website. These types of things are very cookie cutter. We do not operate in that type of an environment. What we like to do is, for example, we like, one app to be completely separate, built, looking, self-sustainable and completely unique to another. That way, the business owner gets a total unique concept and appeal to his particular audience.
Is RSM apps though threatened by others who don't do that, who have a cookie cutter approach and who are appealing to, let's say, the Walmart sort of buyer in that field, and not someone who wants to have the Kohl's model,
sure,
right, or the Macy's model?
Well,
how do you sustain yourself
when looking at apps? You have to think of it almost like buying a car. There's multiple different types of cars. There's models, there's engines, there's makes, there's years. There's all of these things that go into making these types of decisions. Being an app developer in today's digital marketplace means that you have to be flexible. If we had a customer, for example, that came to us on a budget but wanted to utilize the power of mobile technology, we would look at other alternatives. Might not necessarily be a native app that would cost several $1,000s. It might be something like a web app or a hybrid, which is a combination of the two. So yes, in order to survive, to answer your question, you have to be extremely flexible with your product and your offering. What we do like to do, though, even if it is, for example, an out-of-the-box product, we come in, we customize it. They're really prevalent with websites and things like that nowadays, like Wix and Weebly. There are app builders that are out there that are doing the same thing. We call them white label resellers. They are a cookie cutter style template, a model, if you will. And one of the biggest things that they've done is they've driven the cost way down because they've basically commoditized the industry.
Well, that's a danger of anyone in the digital field.
Absolutely.
Right? Well, tell us just briefly, Ryan McReynolds, about RSM Apps, when it got started, who the founders are, and where your staff your staff members live.
Sure, absolutely. I actually founded the business RSM in 2005. We were focused and based as a traditional marketing company, doing media, print advertisement, radio segments, things like that. We transitioned in 2011-12 to going to a full digital turnkey agency. Within that, we have been able to, and be very fortunate to branch out. We've got, employees and salespeople located in, Illinois, New Jersey. Let's see, they're all over the place. Denver, Colorado, San Diego, California, Dallas and Houston, Texas. Clearwater, Florida. So we're kind of scattered and spread all over the place. But one of the reasons why we did that, the satellite model is really effective when it comes to providing customer support. If you're in, for example, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's 8 o'clock at night, you have a customer service issue, what are you going to do? You want to be able to call and have somebody that's available for them. So that would bounce to one of our West Coast affiliates.
Does it matter for clients in the digital world, Ryan, that the service provider in your business make a physical appearance? Is that you're suggesting that that's still important?
It is important. I mean, you want to build culture. For example, Chattanooga, they love to support Chattanooga business. But here's the issue with digital. The one secret to digital is a lot of people still think and feel that, okay, if I build an app in Chattanooga, am I going to be competing with the guy down the street? Here's the thing. By everything going digital, your competition is no longer just in Chattanooga. Your competition is now in Atlanta. Excuse me. It's in San Francisco. It's in Silicon Valley. You're competing with these guys in a digital world. There are no battle lines. There's no state lines. There's no, city economic barriers for them to penetrate anymore.
No passport needed.
Absolutely. So that's the other thing that you need to take into consideration is when you think of digital and going digital with your business, you've got to think about what the competition's doing across the country, maybe even the world, depending upon your industry.
And what is the life, Ryan McReynolds, of an app? We have many changes. We have intense competition in your field. You are beating back, if you will, competition from around the world for providing service to people such as my listener who's here in Chattanooga. How long does an app last? How long does it work before people are either tired of it, it's outmoded? Are apps something that can be updated live on my listener's phone? How do they keep fresh?
Yes. One of the things that we set forth to do, because that was a huge problem, especially within technology. If you look at websites, it's also a very prevalent issue. One of the things that we did, we developed a proprietary system that actually allows our technology to evolve. So you never run the risk of it being outdated, antiquated, and running on old software, that breaks down 4 times a year. Everything that we do is built to be a year ahead of where we currently are within the technology threshold now.
Well, this is David Tulis. We're at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio, and we've got Colin Cowherd at noon. And want to make sure you know about him and Sean Hannity at 3. This is the David Tulis program. We're covering local economy and the free market. We are jealous for the prerogatives of local. Our suggestion is love your neighbor and buy local. And if you're a businessman here in Chattanooga, you want to have, I would suggest, a local provider of this global intergalactic system online, and that would be the application for your smartphone, and that would be a company such as RSM Apps. Well, let me ask you this: what about gyms and fitness centers? Are there apps for those as well? Do they have particular needs, Ryan McReynolds?
Absolutely. The majority of the cultural style apps, your fitness, your spa, your country club, the biggest thing is people want to be able to make reservations, pay monthly dues, receive important information, updates about what's going on within the company that they're, basically choosing to be their provider. The apps basically cover all of those thresholds and conveniently put them into one place on your phone.
Now, if my listener wants to give you a call, Ryan, what's the best way to reach you, or tell us just briefly about finding you online?
Sure, absolutely. You can visit our website, which is rsmapps.com. That's RSM Apps. You can reach me as well on 423-280-1813. That's one of our direct lines. We're happy to consult with you and see if this is a good solution for your business. 423-280-1813.
This is David Tulis. We're brought to you by P5, the preparedness store on East Brainerd Road. And make sure you go there to find your supply needs, tactical needs, camping gear, water purifiers, freeze-dried food, and the like. We are talking with Ryan McReynolds at RSM Apps, and he has something, no doubt, for you. Real Solutions Marketing is the name. It was founded in 2005, and in 2011, transitioned itself into a full digital turnkey agency, specializing in applications on your smartphone and your portable device. Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I do thank you, my listener, for giving us a couple of minutes of your time. I've got some important things I want you to hear. Pay attention. These are valuable announcements supporting our station and local economy.